Miss versus Arkansas is another one here that I am very much intrigued by. You know, Arkansas is coming off a dominating win against Mississippi State, so I'm sure Ole Miss fans, they loved that last week. And Ole Miss is coming off, which I'm going to call it what it is a solid win against Oklahoma, because the way that they dominated in the second half was fantastic. But, man, I just look at Ole Miss again and say to myself, sluggish football game. Sluggish football game for the Rebels. This game is very much intriguing to me because of what Taylon Green can be. You know, Taylon Green last week against Mississippi State went off, and Mississippi State is a bad football team. But I will even go the week before when he played LSU. Guys, he was not bad against LSU at all. At all. He had a running back that fumbled the football. Whit Weeks made a ridiculous play, jumping up and batting the ball in the air and picking it off. I mean, he had an interception. Okay. Other than that, man, Taylon Green, the last 2 weeks, played phenomenally against SEC opponents. And I look at him and say, with Bobby Petrino and this team, every single week, Taylon Green has gotten better. He 1,000% every week has taken another step forward. Guys, I look at Arkansas and say Bobby Petrino has been a big-time key for them. I mean, they're 7th in the country in total offense. Taylon Green has been able to go off. And look, Mississippi State has stayed around teams. Now, I don't know if those other teams against Mississippi State were looking past them. I don't know. What I do know is that Taylon Green and this Arkansas team took everything that they wanted against Mississippi State, and they didn't look past them. They went right through them. They had an effective running game last week. That O-line got back to running the football at an effective clip, and they are a physical football team. Here's the thing, though. Even though Ole Miss has been sluggish in some games and they've, had to come back against Oklahoma last week in the second half, I don't know if Arkansas is going to be able to run the football here. You have the number one team in the country in run defense, the Ole Miss Rebels. That front seven is insane. Guys, they are so good. They are so good. They're able to get downhill. They're able to make plays. I think J.J. Pegues is one of the biggest secret weapons in the country. Walter Nolan, Human Yellen, Pooh, all of them have been phenomenal at stopping the run. And everything that Bobby Petrino wants to do is based off of how effective their run game is going to be. If their run game is going, Taylon Green is going to be phenomenal because they can do bootlegs off of it. They can go out of the gun and run some zone option reads with RPOs behind it. I don't know if Arkansas, who's going to be at home, it's going to be, Arkansas fans really want one of these. They got Ole Miss this week and then Texas next week. They want one of these. If I'm Ole Miss, I think that I know that I can go in this game and stop the run. Now, they got 2 physical running backs. I don't know what the status of Jackson is, but DeBinion and those dudes, they were able to run all over the place last week against a really bad Mississippi State team. I think that that's going to be limited or damn near taken away by Ole Miss for Arkansas. But, man, Taylon Green is a weapon. And if you don't have contain on him and he gets outside and he can get some running lanes going, he's tough to stop. He's a very big and athletic quarterback. You know, what LSU tried to do and what they did do in most points a couple of weeks ago is they made Taylon Green one-dimensional. Now, he got some things on him, but they made him one-dimensional, and it's where they started having success against him. If you do that, I wonder how things are going to go. But my thing with Taylon Green is that he's gotten better every week. And, man, to be honest with you, I just feel like Ole Miss, there's something missing with them offensively. I don't know if it's Trey Harris being out. I don't know if it's not being able to establish an effective enough running game. I don't know what it is, but it's there. It's certainly there. I do think that the inability that I think what's going to happen here, that Arkansas is not going to be able to run the football, and Taylon Green will be more than likely, a one-dimensional style of quarterback is going to be a problem here. But, man, the thing with that, though, is that I still think that this Ole Miss secondary is not that great. The far left boundary has been a problem for them. They're 65th in the country in passing defense. Guys, Jackson Arnold was able to get some passes on you, and they're not good offensively at all. I think Taylon Green can do that. So there is a path for Arkansas. If Taylon Green uses his legs, gets out of contain, even when the running game's being stopped, he is too effective of a weapon that if you can't contain him, you can't get after him, he will be a problem for you. Now, one thing I'll say for Arkansas versus Ole Miss, two philosophy changes, or two different philosophies on this one. Arkansas wants to keep a ball away from you, and you got to be able to convert on third down. You know, look, Ole Miss is 35th in the country in third down offensive rate. It's gotten better in moments and times, but you got to stay on the football field, because if you give the ball back to Arkansas, they will play keep away from you. They 1,000% will play keep away from you. I just think at the end of the day that front seven is going to be able to get after Taylon Green. I think that they're going to be able to get a good enough pass rush and stop the run. And I don't know if I have enough faith. I have a lot of faith in Taylon Green, but if you make him one-dimensional and you make him beat you by throwing the football around, I think that that's going to be where you win this football game. So it's a very intriguing game. I'm going to go Ole Miss to win. I ain't going them to cover. I think that this is within a 6-point game. I think it's within a 7-point game. I think this one's going to be close, man. I think Arkansas is better than what their record says that they are. The only thing, too, that I worry about for Arkansas is they have had a propensity of turning the ball over. Yuck.